disappointed, but it's such a mix of feelings because on one hand, I'm very happy with what I've achieved and getting to the UFC. On the other side of it, I didn't see a debut loss happening for me. So I go back and forth between, frustrated, but also happy. There's certain spots where I knew I was going to have success. What the kind of game plan was to put pressure on him. It's a smaller cage. If I can get him up against there, I can probably win some positions in the clinch battle. Uh, Out in the open, either be all the way far away to where he can't reach me or all the way in. And so I do feel I had success with the kicks. I do feel there's also room for improvement. I could have set those up a little bit better with punches first to make some of them land a little bit better. Very first thing he said to me after the fight was those kicks were taking their toll on him. And so, the game plan was working. I've had a couple questions about the punch to the body that he landed. It was a big looping punch, but body shots really, it affects the liver way more than it does, getting the wind knocked out of you, because he hit me on my left side, which, the liver's on my right. And so I felt it, but it didn't really do any damage at all. And so with the game plan having been, close the distance. So we're here after he hits me with that body shot, he closes that distance for me. So then I went ahead and was like, okay, well, I'm going to change levels and shoot. Super weird camera angle. But when I shot, he threw like a right hook and it hit me right on the left side of my temple. And I was actually out for a second. And you can't really tell because like my hand was reaching out for him, but his body, as he circled around me, put pressure on that arm. So it kind of stayed there. It looked like I was still there. I was out. I kind of came to when he was around my neck and I start hand fighting, like, oh, shoot. And then all of a sudden I was out again. If I don't shoot that takedown, I think second round, there probably could have been some adjustments made on my part. My coach had already mentally had some notes of little positions that were open that we could hopefully capitalize on that second round. But Alex did a great job of timing that punch and putting it into it for me. So on Tuesday, we heard that Giga was off. And so my manager asked, are you ready? Can we do it? I said, yeah, absolutely. After about 8 hours or so of not hearing back, typically that's a sign that, okay, you didn't get it this time. And so that was on Tuesday. And, fights are every week. So I started, processing in my brain, okay, if I'm not fighting this weekend, because that opportunity is not there, that gives me, what am I looking at? About 10 days before the next weigh-in, 10 to 11 days, potentially, should I get a call for the next week. And so I was like, all right, well, I didn't get it. It was my son's birthday and we had pizza. I was like, tell you what, I'll do my cheat meal today because soonest I would be weighing in is 10 days. So it gives me plenty of time. So I had a bunch of Costco pizza, had a couple beers. And then the very next morning, we get a call that the replacement is also out. And can you make weight? And I was leaving a dentist appointment. My manager says, get to the airport. I go, what? He goes, the replacement's out. It's between you and one other individual. Go to the airport right now. He's like, book a flight. I'll send you some flights that are available. If the UFC doesn't choose you, I'll reimburse your flight, but just get there. Like let's make it hard for them to say no. So I called my wife, told her, and she's like, holy cow, okay. So I forwarded her different flights. She booked it for me. I ran home, threw stuff in a suitcase, forgot a ton of things. Forgot my primary mouth guard, forgot my cup, forgot. So on my earbuds, a little small rubber piece here that goes in your ear. But these ones don't fit great on me, so I bought a little 6-pack of other ones. But then in my, I'll show it. But with the bigger little rubbers, they don't fit into this. So I just had my earbuds with no rubber pieces in this. Go to get on the flight, and it's like there's no rubber piece to stick, like to hold it into my ear. I'm like, okay, well. So at this point, we still don't know whether or not I got the fight, and so I am going through security. My manager calls, says, hey, fight's ours. I'm like, holy cow. I get to Vegas, they check my weight, and so between the increased amount of sodium that I had had the night before
Right.
in pizza, not having an evening workout on Tuesday because of my son's birthday, not having any workouts on Wednesday at all, so I haven't sweat. I get there and I weigh 168, and I'm expected to weigh 146.0. I'm like 22 pounds. Holy cow. Um, I was still super confident though, because even that night when I was shadow boxing, I just put on a sauna suit, shadow boxed for 20 minutes is all. I did 4 songs on my Spotify playlist, and I lost 3 pounds in like that 20 minutes. So I felt super hydrated. I was motivated to make the weight. I didn't see myself not making the weight. But man, I just slowly stopped sweating.
Hmm.
To answer your question, I mean, they're not super thrilled, that's for sure. They
Right.
they want people to make weight. That is the only time in my entire career that I have not made weight, and that is the only time in my entire career that I will not make weight because you know it's never been an issue for me. It was just kind of like the perfect storm this time, and all fault falls on my shoulders. I'm not making any excuses. I said yes.